Welcome back, guys. Another week, Camp House Barbecue. Hey guys, on this week I actually got back in the kitchen. What better way to share a recipe than Cinco de Mayo tacos? On this episode we did some Quesabirra tacos with some guajillo peppers, some chili anchos, a bunch of dehydrated chilies that you'll see in the steps how I did it. So this is gonna be a good one. I haven't been in the kitchen. It was gloomy that day, it was raining, so we were able to get back into the cooking stages of it. You know, I couldn't do nothing around the ranch, so hopefully y'all enjoy this one. And all these ingredients were picked up at HEB, so if you want to do a perfect Cinco de Mayo taco recipe, this is it. So without further ado, let's get started. Y a tirar botes, no hay más. Alright guys, so what we got today is birria. Quesabirria. I'm sure them all over YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, but we're gonna do our version of it. And it's gloomy outside. We just got some rain. What better way to get inside the kitchen? I can't do much around the ranch, and I hadn't done a cooking video in a while, so let's get to it. So we're gonna start off with some beef short ribs, chuck short ribs, bone in. We got I would say 2 pounds, and then I have some beef chuck roast, bone in also. This one is about 2.6 pounds, and this one's the same, 1.9 pounds. So those are going to be our main beef ingredients, and then we're going to be using a little bit of bay leaves, some thyme leaves, oregano leaves, cumin seed, whole cloves, and peppercorn. But I'm going to toast these out towards the end. So right now what I'm going to get going, I'm going to get these in our pot. We're just using a regular little stock pot like this. I'm gonna go ahead and put our meat in there, fill it up halfway with water, with an onion and a whole garlic head, a whole onion, whole garlic head, and then we're gonna boil it with some salt once we get it going, and then we're gonna work on our sauce. Our sauce is gonna contain, right here we got these chili guajillos de cascabel. We're gonna need quite a bit of those. And then this is the chile de árbol. They're a little different, a little smaller, but I am gonna boil all these together, and I have these different ones here. Chile ancho also. These are all dehydrated chilies. I'm gonna rehydrate them back up, put them in our blender, and make our sauce, and then we'll go from there. So let's get started, and let's make some tacos. Alright guys, so now we got it to a boil, kind of, sort of. I don't know if you heard earlier on the clip, I added the whole garlic head. I just cut the top off and took out the excess skin around, left it whole, and a whole onion and salt. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add our short ribs. Our 2 packs of that. And we've got our chuck roast going in there also. Both of them. So now I'm going to bring that to a boil, and then I will start on our sauce. I'm going to cook this down. Alright guys, so right here we use 2 bags of this guajillo cascabel, chile cascabel. You can find this at HEB. We use 2 packs. I guess it's 8 ounces or 4 ounces per pack, so a total of 8 ounces. I did take off the stem on the ones that I'm going to use, and then we're going to rehydrate them here, put them in the blender, and work the other peppers also. All right, so we got them all in here. We're just gonna wait for them to rehydrate a little bit. Then we're gonna throw them into the Ninja. So we'll check back here in a bit. Our meat is still boiling over here. Right now, once we finish this sauce, that sauce is gonna go into the pot with the meat. All right, so now we got those cooked down. We're gonna add 4 ounces also of ancho chilies, dehydrated ancho. It's a whole pack, 4 ounces to a pack. And we're gonna run those in together, get those ready, and then I'll work on the chiles de árbol here shortly. Alright guys, now at this point you need to be very careful with those chiles de árbol depending on how spicy you want it. I kind of overdid it because we like a little hot, but I would simply just add 5 or 6 to your mix and you should be good. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to take them out of the water, throw them into the blender, and then we're going to add the rest of our spices. All right, so here we're gonna brown 4 cloves of garlic whole. I'm just gonna brown them up here on the saucepan, throw them into our peppers right on the Ninja, the blender, and then we're gonna toast some cumin seed, some clavos, some cinnamon, some bay leaves, and some oregano leaves, cumin seed. We're gonna toast them all up on this saucepan, add them to the mixture of the peppers, and then we're going to blend them all together to make our sauce. Yes, I forgot. It's going to be thyme leaves, cumin seeds, oregano leaves, and then after we're done with that, we're going to go ahead and brown our bay leaves, add a little bit of cinnamon, some clavos, and once we're done with that, we're going to throw that into the peppers and the blender, and then we're going to deglaze our pan to get that cinnamon off of there for a little bit with some of that water where we boiled our peppers, and then we're going to add all that into our blender and do our mixture.
Se puede ver que tú quieres más. Echa pa' acá, te quiero ver bailar. Se puede ver que no temas nada. Sepa que si tú te tiras, yo me tiro, 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 tiro. Si tú te tiras, yo me tiro, 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 tiro. Si tú te tiras, yo me tiro, 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 tiro. Si tú te tiras, yo me tiro, 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 tiro. Si tú te tiras, me tiro. Envidian por su estilo. Todo estaba tranquilo, pero llegaste sola al partido. Y baby, no me voy de aquí sin ti. Todo lo que estás sintiendo lo quiero sentir. Tu enojo, tu coraje, como llegaste aquí. Cantando que la ni, baby, dámela a mí. Por la T-Dress, saben por la T-Dress. Hop in the phantom, onesie y dress. Que si quieres pues nos vamos donde quieras, bebé. Me gusta como habla, tiene un lindo accent brasilera. Ven a verla, una atrevida, pero sincera. Que no te ponga a hablar porque ella no se deja. No se plaquea, no se enreda. Y se puede ver que tú quieres más. Echa pa' acá, yo te quiero ver bailar. Se puede ver que no temas nada. Se nota que no estás bochornas. Se puede ver que tú quieres más. Echa pa' acá, te quiero ver bailar. Se puede ver que no temas nada. Sepa que si tú te tiras, yo me tiro, 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 tiro. Si tú te tiras, yo me tiro, 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 tiro. Si tú te tiras, yo me tiro, 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 tiro. Si tú te tiras, yo me tiro, 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 tiro.
Once we get it back all up into our blender, we're gonna blend it as much as we can, as fine as we can, and then we're gonna go ahead and run it through our strainer before we put it into our pot. Run it through the strainer over our pot, get all the stuff out of all the stems, the seeds, and everything that was carried over in the boil process. Strain it, and then we're gonna put it in our beef with our beef for another hour. We're gonna bring it to a boil and then come it back down to a simmer and just let it cook in there, break down as much more as it needed. At this point, we've boiled the meat for probably an hour and a half before we even put our sauce into the mix. So at this point, our meat has rendered down as much as it can. It's falling apart. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna chop it down. We're gonna break it into really small pieces, into like chopped beef, chopped brisket. We're gonna chop it all down, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make our tacos. We're gonna dip our tortillas in our consomme and then throw them on the hot comal. Put our cheese, our meat, our veggies, and then we'll go from there. I will not talk much on the taco progress because, man, that's something you don't want to talk over. So once we chop up all our beef, we're gonna get it all together, and then we're gonna get our comal nice and hot. Like I said, if you don't have a comal, you can run on a Blackstone, flat top, whatever it is you have. Get it hot, dip your tortillas into the beef broth that we made with the hot sauce, with the chilies, and then put them on there. Add your cheese, your mozzarella cheese, your beef, cilantro, onions. Go ahead and fold them over and let them all that melt together, marry together, and get excited. Once you're done, serve them up, and you can dip them in your beef consomme for an extra kick. Man, these things came out on point. So I will not talk while I'm building these tacos. Hopefully y'all enjoy it, and we'll check back in a bit.